Hey everyone, it's Neema and Jeff, and we're here to tell you about a recent closing of a 10-unit building in West Hollywood and our client, why they decided to sell, what they traded into, and the process. So thanks for joining us. This is Neema and Jeff Estrada.
Hey.
Our client was a gentleman named Jeff also.
Yeah.
That inherited the property, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And how long was it in their family for?
58 years.
Wow. So this is a 1962 construction property in West Hollywood, a small little 10-unit building, but 58 years of ownership, a lot of deferred maintenance, right?
Yeah. Leaks in some of the units, pipes, everything that you can think of.
And I believe it was out of compliance with the city.
Yeah, by the time we closed, it was out of compliance.
Is the city really imposing more requirements in West Hollywood?
Yeah, they're starting this new pilot program that's starting in the neighborhood where Fuller is, and they're expanding westward, where they're sending code enforcers to come and look at the interior of the units, and really interviewing some of these tenants as well. Wow. And coming back on a reoccurring basis. So
our seller, Jeff, his goal was to increase his income, but get away from some of the risk and really the management intensive part of being a daily landlord of multifamily in LA and West Hollywood.
Yeah.
And what was some of the dialogue you had with him, and how did you guys talk about or migrate to the exchange to triple net properties?
I mean, part of it started even behind the scenes, along the lines of depreciation. And then another reason was that his family or his children didn't really want to inherit the building, so to say, and everything that came with it. So he decided to just remove his exposure as a landlord in Los Angeles, specifically West Hollywood, and move over into something that's a little bit less management intensive.
So we met with them, we shared with them our handy little triple net handbook. If you guys want a copy of a little handout that talks about triple net properties, the advantages, disadvantages, how to identify what's a good property, and just some other general information, please send an email or reach out to us. But his NOI, his net operating income, was about, I don't know, I think it was about 110 to 105,000 a year.
Yeah.
Not considering any major capital improvements, like if you had to put a roof, renovate a unit, et cetera. And by the time he did the exchange, that went up to 131,000 a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how were you able to show him triple nets? How many did you share with him weekly? And why did he decide to buy the Taco Bell in Texas?
Yeah, I mean, we looked at hundreds even before we removed contingencies. You know, going through the exchange was a very big topic of conversation for him, so we understood how important that was and really held his hand all along the way. And we looked at maybe, I'm not exaggerating, maybe like close to 300-400 options throughout the entire process.
So he was pretty educated of what he really wanted or didn't want.
It took time. It took time. At first, you know, he didn't know what a guarantee was or things like that, so it was a little coaching throughout it. But ultimately, he picked this one, this Taco Bell in Texas. One, just Texas, he just kind of prefers it. I think everyone just has a hot button for that. Mm-hmm. But it's a rare 25-year lease, really good operator. It's Taco Bell, which he's a fan of, and he just felt safe and that he could forget about it for a very long time and just get his check in the beginning of the month.
So his net income has gone up. The management of the building is basically gone. And he really got away from a few major capital improvements that were going to come up at the property in the next few years that he knew was coming. And we sold it to, I think it was a first-time apartment buyer.
Yeah.
In West Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, he's done some single family, but for apartments, yeah, first time.
And we had to really guide his residential agent through the process, but this is a wonderful story of how someone did the exchange from an apartment building to a triple net property, that we were able to guide him and give him some good information throughout the entire process. And if you want to learn more about what options are out there and how an exchange may benefit you, please feel free to reach out.